Annual general meetings are a way for companies to present to the shareholders the present state of the company, the financial statement, everything. So we're here for the third annual general meeting of Gateway Mortgage Bank here in Metro's Resort at Belkota. Stay with us.
Shall we rise to welcome His Excellency the Governor of Ogun State into our midst this morning? Prince Dr. Abiodun NFR is here to be part of the third annual general meeting of Gateway Mortgage Bank Limited. Your Excellency, Mr. Governor, give us the welcome. We remain standing as we take the national anthem. Collectively, we will sing the Ogun State anthem, Ishaya.
Such Excellency, can we be seated, please? We'd like to welcome very warmly and respectfully our amiable Governor, His Excellency, Dr. Prince Dapò Abiodun MFR, the Governor of Ogun State, our dear state, the Gateway State. We're highly delighted that we're having His Excellency at this third annual general meeting of the Gateway Mortgage Bank Limited. Today's event is a 2-in-1 event, marking and celebrating the third annual general meeting, and as well, later on in the day, commissioning another branch of this wonderful financial institution, the Gateway Mortgage Bank Limited. And all things are happening during the tenure of His Excellency, our dynamic and very amiable Governor, His Excellency, Prince Dr. Dapò Abiodun. Can we put our hands together beautifully? Your Excellency, we're very happy to be part of this unique ceremony, and we pray that more of such will continue to be the portion of all the good people of the state. Today, we're having the third annual general meeting, and we already have the board of directors all seated, ready to take on what we're here to do today. The board of directors is ably led by none other than the chairman, Mr. Samuel Durojaye. Can we put our hands together for Mr. Samuel Durojaye? Mr. Samuel Durojaye has served as the non-executive director of Wema Bank. He has been a former commissioner for finance in Ogun State, and we're highly delighted. He's a chartered accountant by the special grace of God. He has so many years of experience as a financial expert. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the position is well deserving of this very gentleman, amiable personality, and I think it deserves another beautiful round of applause. I've given so much back to the state. We're happy you're back. We also have, as members of the board of directors, in non-executive capacity, Mrs. Kike Lomolonge. Can we put our hands together for her? She is the Honorable Commissioner for Industry, Trade and Investment in Ogun State, under the leadership of His Excellency, Prince Dapò Abiodun. Also with us, we have another independent director, Mr. Adebinga Adeshino. Please put your hands together as we welcome him. Jagumolu Akonde is a non-executive director. He is representing in that capacity, and he also doubles as the Honorable Commissioner for Housing in Ogun State. Please put your hands together. Also with us is Architect Abiodun Fari Awole, representing in a non-executive director. He is the MD and CEO of OPE. Please put your hands together as we welcome him. And sitting next to him is the MD of the Gateway Mortgage Bank Limited, Mr. Olawale Oshisa, the Managing Director. You are welcome, sir. And I move to the other side of His Excellency earlier on. I introduce the chairman of the board of directors. And also, beside the chairman of the board of directors, we have the company secretary, Barrister Olamide Ipadiola. Please put your hands together. She is the legal advisor to the company. Sitting next to her in the non-executive director position is Mr. Hassan Adekunle. Can we put our hands together? Mr. Adekunle also doubles as the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Finance of Ogun State. Can we put our hands together, please? And sitting next to him, we have Mr. Michael Ojo, also representing in a non-executive director capacity. Mr. Michael Ojo is the general manager of the Ogun State Housing Corporation. Please put your hands together. And last, but by no means the least, representing CIAO auditors is Mr. Abiodun Aribe, external auditor. Your Excellency, sir. We also have two of the board of directors join us via Zoom. And they are the Honorable Commissioner for Budget and Planning, Mr. Olaolu Olabinton, is with us via Zoom. We also have Mrs. Oluyanisi Daoto join us via Zoom. They are all very well recognized and welcome. But we also have some other members, former members of the Board of Directors. Representing, we have the former chairman of the Board of Directors of Gateway Mortgage Bank Limited. That is in the person of Mrs. Odupe Mujota, who happens to be a member of the State House of Assembly representing Abeokuta North State Constituency. You're recognized, man. Your Excellency, also join us. We have the Honorable Commissioner for Special Duties, Mr. Femi Omumbango, is represented. Oh, I'm sorry. The Secretary to the State Government is here with us. Your Excellency, I welcome Mr. Tokumbo Tababe. Please let's put our hands together for him. We also have the Chief of Staff, Mrs. Salis, Alante Salis, right? Salis. Please put your hands together for him. You are welcome, sirs. So we also have the Honorable Commissioner for Special Duties, Mr. Femi Omumbango. You're welcome. The Honorable Commissioner for Information and IT, Wahid Ujushile, is also with us. You're welcome, sir. Representing, we have the representative of the Honorable Commissioner for Agriculture join us here. And also want to recognize all the permanent secretaries that are here with us, all the management members of the Gateway Mortgage Bank Limited. I won't forget to mention all the banks, the various banks, whose representatives are with us here today, our very distinguished shareholders, customers, gentlemen of the press, and all well-wishers. Today, we're all gathered to witness the third annual general meeting of the Gateway Mortgage Bank Limited. At this point, Your Excellency, very distinguished guests, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I'll just hand over to the chairman of the Board of Directors in the person of Mr. Samuel Durojaye, who handles the proceedings at this AGM. Sir.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of the State, Prince Dr. Abiodun, MFR. Please permit me to start on the extensive protocols that have just been established. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the time is now 11 a.m. and it is my great pleasure to declare this third annual general meeting of the Gateway Mortgage Bank open. And to start the process, I would like to call on Mr. Sheikh Shomade to give us the opening prayer.
Let us pray. And we remove our cap. Amen. Eternal Rock of Ages, we thank you. Thank you for the third annual general meeting of this bank. Thank you for preserving our life again to witness this moment. May your name remain praised forever in Jesus' name. As we go in our deliberations, O Lord, go with us. Glorify yourself in this place. In Jesus' mighty name we pray.
Excellency, I will please want to take permission of the presses. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce once again the main shareholder of the Gateway Mortgage Bank, His Excellency Prince Dr. MFR, the Governor of Ogun State. I would also like to introduce the representative of Ogun State Housing Corporation, Mr. Olaolu, and the representative of Ogun State Property and Investment Corporation, Pastor Fahmi Arole. These are the ex-shareholders of the Gateway Market Bank. We also have a representative of the Central Bank of Nigeria. Well, while we're waiting for the representative of the NDIC here, Mr. Adebayo Odudati, can you stand up for the commission, please? Round of applause for him, please. We also have the representative of the Federal Market Bank, who are regulators, Mr. Olufemi Fasori. Okay. We also have the representative of the Market Bank Association of Nigeria, our main body, Mr. Kayode Omontosho, representative of the CAC. We are still awaiting the representative of the CAC. Chairman, sir, I would like to introduce the audit committee. The board of directors have been introduced so that we don't waste our time. The audit committee of the bank is composed of the chairman, Mr. Adebenga Adeshina, chairman audit committee. Other members of the audit committee are Mr. Olawale Lapinton, who is joining us by Zoom, Mr. Hazan Adekule, member, Mr. Kimole Joe, another member of the audit committee. I would like to inform Secretary that we are having a full recording of this meeting. Microphones will be passed around for those who want to ask questions or make comments. Will you please take the microphone, state your name, and endeavor to be brief so that we can save some time. I will now call on the company secretary to read the notice of the meeting.
Notice is here that the third annual general meeting of Gateway Mortgage Bank Limited we hold at Metro's Presidency, Ibara Housing Estate, Abeokuta, Ogun State, on Wednesday, 18th November 2020 at 11 a.m. to transact the following business. Agenda: ordinary business. 1. To receive and consider the audited financial statements for the year ended December 31, 2019, and the reports of the directors and auditors of the company. 2. To elect and re-elect the directors. 3. To authorize the directors to fix the remuneration of the auditors. 4. To elect members of the audit committee. Special business. Directors' remuneration. At this meeting, the resolution shall be considered to fix the remuneration of the directors. Dated this 23rd day of October 2020 by the order of the board. By the Company Secretary. Notices: proxy. A member entitled to attend and vote at the annual general meeting is entitled to appoint a proxy to attend and vote in his or her stead. A proxy form is attached to the annual report. 2. Voting. On a show of hands, every member present in person or proxy shall have one vote, and on a poll, every member shall have one vote for every share of which it is the holder. Section 238 of Companies and Matter Act of 2019 states that all businesses transacted at the annual general meeting are deemed special except declaring a dividend, presentation of financial statements, and the report of the directors and auditors, election of directors on the place of those retiring, the appointment of members of the audit committee, and disclosure of remuneration of managers of the company, which are ordinary business. Thank you.
Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the next item is the chairman's statement. Your Excellency, sir, I would like to seek your permission that the chairman's statement should be taken as read, as on pages 9 to 11 of the annual report. So the annual report has been distributed, and like I said, the chairman's statement is on pages 9 to 11. So we are going to take it as having been read. We now come to the formal business of the meeting. Copies of the annual account have been circulated to members. The auditor's report is on pages 25 to page 30 of the annual report. I now call on Mr. Abiodun Aribi, the representative of external auditors, SIAO, to present the auditor's report. Mr. Aribi.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Your Excellency, sir, the Executive Governor of the State, Prince Dr. Abiodun FR, Distinguished Board of Directors, shareholders, cabinet members present, members of the State House of Assembly, ladies and gentlemen. It's my pleasure to present our independent auditor's report on page 26 of 2019 annual report and financial statements of your bank, Gateway Mortgage Bank. In order to save quality time, please permit me to present our opinion and conclusion on page 31. Opinion. We have audited the financial statement of Gateway Mortgage Bank set out on pages 21 to 79, which comprise the statement of financial position as at 34 December 2019, and the statement of profit or loss and other comprehensive income, statement of changes in equity, and statement of cash flows for the year then ended, and notes to the financial statement, including a summary of significant accounting policy. In our opinion, the accompanying financial statement give a true and fair view of the financial position of Gateway Mortgage Bank Limited as at 34 December 2019 and of its financial performance and cash flows for the year ended on that date in accordance with International Financial Reporting Standard (IFRS) and in manner required by the Companies and Other Matters Act (CAPC 20), Law of Federation of Nigeria 2004, the Banks and Financial Institutions Act (CAPC 3), Law of Federation of Nigeria 2004, the Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria Act number 16, 2011, and relevant circulars issued by the Central Bank of Nigeria. On page 31, report on other legal and regulatory requirements. The Companies and Other Matters Act and the banks and other financial institutions require that in carrying out our audit, we consider and report to you on the following matters. We confirm, number one, we have obtained all the information and explanation which to the best of our knowledge and belief were necessary for the purpose of our audit. Number two, the bank has kept proper books of accounts so far as appears from our examination. Those books and returns adequate for our audit have been received from all branches. The bank statement of financial position, statement of profit or loss, and other comprehensive income are in agreement with the books of accounts. Number four, the bank contravenes section 5, subsection 5.1d of the revised guidelines of mortgage banks in Nigeria. Details of this contravention is as disclosed in note 42 of the financial statement. Related party transactions and balances are disclosed in note 39 to the financial statement in accordance with the Central Bank of Nigeria Circular BSD/1/2004 insider related credit, and number 6, except for the contravention disclosed in note 42 to the financial statement, the bank has complied with the requirement of the relevant circular issued by Central Bank of Nigeria. Compliance with section 4.3 of revised guideline of primary mortgage bank in Nigeria 2011. We report that nothing has come to our attention to indicate that the bank will not remain in business for at least 12 months from the date of this report. Signed by Abiodun Aribi on behalf of SIAO Chartered Accountant, dated 28 March 2020. Thank you for your kind attention.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Ogun State, the Secretary to the State Government, the Chief of Staff to the Executive Governor, Chairman of the Gateway Mortgage Bank, our esteemed shareholders, fellow directors, ladies and gentlemen. It is my honor to present to you the statutory report of the Audit Committee. In accordance with the provisions of the Companies and Allied Matters Act, year 2004, the members of the Audit Committee of Gateway Mortgage Bank Limited hereby report as follows. We have exercised our statutory functions under Section 359, subsection 6 of the Companies and Allied Act, year 2004, and acknowledge the cooperation of management and staff in the conduct of these responsibilities. We are of the opinion that the accounting and reporting policies of the bank are in accordance with legal requirements and agreed ethical practices, and the scope and planning of both the external and the internal audits for the year ended 31st December 2019 were satisfactory and reinforce the bank's internal control systems. We are satisfied that the bank has complied with the provisions of the Central Bank Circular BSD/1/2004, dated 18th February 2004, on disclosure of insider-related credits in the financial statements of the bank, and hereby confirm that the insider-related credits of the bank are as analyzed in the financial statement as at 31st December 2019. The status of performance of insider-related credits is as disclosed in note 39.2 of the audited financial statements. We have deliberated with the external auditors who have confirmed that necessary cooperation was received from management in the course of their statutory audit, and we are satisfied with the management's responses to the external auditors' recommendations on accounting and internal controls matters, and with the effectiveness of the bank's system of accounting and internal control. Thank you.
Your Excellency, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we have now come to the first item of the business of the day, which is to lay before this meeting the audited financial statements of the bank as of 31st December 2019, together with the report of the directors, auditors, and audit committee. I hereby now lay before this meeting the financial statements of Gateway Mortgage Bank for the year ended 31st December 2019, and the report of the directors and auditors and audit committee therein. The account is hereby placed before the meeting. I shall be pleased to answer any question which you may have on the report and accounts before you, and in doing so, it will assist us if you please ensure you give us the page on which you are taking your question. You use the microphone and you give us your name. Thank you. Questions or comments? We have some of our customers here. If you'd like to make comments, I'd like to ask questions about the operations of the bank or the results made before you. We'll give room for the first three people. Yes, shareholder there, yeah. Please pass the microphone.
sir. Board of My name is Sylvia Azizat. I'm from Ministry of Finance. I have a suggestion or probably a question, sir. I think that my question is, there should be a general code that could be used to access all the bank process. Instead of using *822*25 for a particular code, *822* another number for another service, I think there should be a general code by which we can access all the bank facility or bank provisions.
Okay, thank you. I'm sure you are a customer of the bank. We've taken note of that, and we'll go and look at it and see how we can make life more convenient for our customers using our platform. Yes.
His Excellencies, the Board of Gateway Mortgage Bank, my name is Olotu Ogoluwabankole. I'm a debtor to the bank. I'm representing Mercyland International School, GRA Abeokuta, and I wish to commend the bank for giving the school a good support 3 years ago. Let me make a very important observation. Jakba, the chairman of Alibaba, said that if you survive 2020, you've already made a profit. So don't measure this account in terms of naira and dollar, but in terms of survival. So I commend the bank for being steadfast. And I'm very, very close to the bank, and the bank is very close to me. I owe them a lot, but I pay, and that is me. And each time I have problem, because my house is just at the back of the bank, I told the manager and the director that we just create a channel, underground tunnel. And before they wake up in the morning, I'm already seated at the banking hall to request for my need. The Gateway Mortgage Bank to me is an institution for the state. I'm going to 73, and I'm very fascinated by the working of Gateway Mortgage Bank as a customer. It is an institution which you hold in very high esteem. And so, on this note, I commend the bank, and my advice to them is to very close to their customer. See the customer needs and tailor their policy towards serving the customer. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any other question or comment? In the absence of any, we proceed to the next item of the business of the day, which is the election of directors. The following directors were appointed after the last annual general meeting. They will retire at this meeting and be eligible for re-election, hereby offer themselves for re-election. As I remember the names of the directors, can you please stand up and keep standing? Mr. Adeshina, Mr. Olaola Biton, Jagomolu Akonde Amoneyi, Mrs. Oluwayemisi Dawudu, Mrs. Kikele Molonge, Architect Abiodun Fari Arole, Mr. Hazan Adekunle, Mr. Akinwale Ujo, and myself, Samuel Trojaye. Your Excellency, sir, it will, if we have time, it will be appropriate to pass a resolution each to appoint each director. But we don't have the time at this meeting, so I want to crave your indulgence and fellow other shareholders that we use one resolution to reappoint all the directors who have presented themselves for re-election. So I would like to move the motion that all the directors standing be reappointed by a single resolution. Will someone please second the motion? Any shareholder representative of any shareholder present here, any one of us, representative of any of the organizations who are shareholders, can please second the motion.
As the repository for all shareholding investments of the state, I hereby second the motion that these directors, as presented, and their tenure be renewed. Thank you very much.
Thank you, SAG. I now put the motion to the meeting that the 9 directors standing before you be the appointed directors by single resolution. Those who are in favor of this motion, please raise up your right hand. All those who are in support of the motion. Those who are against, the motion is carried. I hereby move that all the 9 directors here and hereby be elected as non-executive directors of the bank. Will someone please second the motion?
It's carried now. The motion is carried. The motion is carried.
Having moved a motion and that motion having been duly seconded and the division called and the motion prevails, the motion is hereby carried.
Thank you. I now put the motion to the meeting. Those in favor, please signify by raising up your right hand. Those against, I hereby declare the resolution carried. I hereby express the appreciation of the board of directors and all the members standing before you for reappointing us for another term of 4 years to lead the bank. Thank you. The next item of the business for the day is the fixing of the remuneration of the auditors. In accordance with the CAMA, it is not required for us to pass a resolution reappointing them, but we need to pass a resolution to ask the directors to fix their remuneration. So I hereby move that the directors they are hereby authorized to fix the remuneration of the auditors for the year ended 31st December 2019. Will someone please rise and second the motion for fixing of the auditors' remuneration for the year ended 31st December 2019?
The motion is hereby seconded.
I now put the motion to the meeting that the directors fix the remuneration of the auditors for the year ended 31st December 2019. Those in favor of this motion, please signify by raising your right hand. Those against, I hereby declare the motion carried. The next item of the business of the day is the election of the members of the audit committee. The directors have nominated the following to represent members of the audit committee, and we need the approval of the shareholders. Mr. Adebingadeshino, Mr. Olawale Victor, who is joined by Zoom, Mr. Kewale Ojo, Mr. Hazan Adekule. I declare that the following persons, having been validly elected as members of the audit committee, shall continue to serve in that position. Mr. Adebingadeshino, Mr. Olawale Victor, Mr. Kewale Ojo, Mr. Hazan Adekule. All those who are in favor of the motion, please signify by raising up your right hand. Those who are against, I hereby declare the motion carried. We have completed the ordinary business of the day. We now come to the special business which is the fixing of the remuneration of directors. I would like to move the motion that the director's remuneration be passed to the shareholder, the main shareholder, the executive governor of the state, and having been considered by His Excellency, I want to move that the remuneration of the directors be as fixed and approved by His Excellency, the executive governor. Can someone please second the motion?
In furtherance to the motions proposed by the chairman that the remuneration of the director should be as fixed by the majority shareholders represented by His Excellency the Governor of the State, I have to second that motion.
Thank you. With that resolution, Your Excellency, sir, distinguished shareholders, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the official business of the AGM. I would now like to call on His Excellency, the Governor of the State, who is the main and substantive shareholder of the bank, Prince Dr. Abiodun, MFR, to please give us his remarks. His Excellency will now address the AGM.
Secretary to the State Government, other members of the State Executive Council that are present, former Director of the Gateway Bank and serving member of the State House of Assembly, the Chairman of the Gateway Mortgage Bank, Evangelist Samuel Projai, the MD CEO of Gateway Bank, Mr. Olawale Oshisara, the Board of Directors of the bank, the body of permanent secretaries of the state, shareholders of the bank that are present, past directors of the bank that are here present, the management and staff of Gateway Bank, all other esteemed customers of the bank that are also here present to this annual general meeting, invited eminent guests, ladies and gentlemen of the press. It is my delight to welcome all of us again to yet another annual general meeting of our dear Gateway Bank Limited. It is no doubt that the AGM is a vital aspect of our corporate existence and the regulatory requirement. This meeting, therefore, being an annual event, is necessitated as we look forward to another financial year. Without a doubt, COVID-19 has impacted negatively on the macroeconomic system of our country and indeed has seriously affected the global economy, and the banking sector has not been spared. As a principal shareholder, I am impressed by the creative manner with which the management of Gateway Mortgage Bank has navigated with course and practical strategies that have ensured the the welfare, wellness, and well-being of the investment of our people. I've been told that our bank continues to grow in leaps and bounds. We've had 3 branches before now, the corporate headquarters in Abeokuta, one in Uwe, and another one in Ota. Today, by the grace of God, we will be commissioning the 4th branch in Shagamu. This is no mean achievement in the peculiar circumstances of the year 2020, with the economic downturn occasioned by the COVID-19 pandemic and the resultant shutdown of operations. Like one of the customers said earlier, that if you survive this year, we have indeed declared a profit. As we prepare for the post-pandemic era, I want the bank management to brace up for the challenges. Gone are the days when any type of businesses go because we're largely government owned. We live in a competitive world. Management must operate like a proper business with all the trappings that we have to provide value for money of investors and happiness for our clients. Your pride should be to be a mortgage financial institution that will stand the test of time. The government will continue to give more focused attention to give mortgage bank, like all other sectors of our economy, including education, health, infrastructure, and particularly housing, where you are a key player. You must key into this and provide the leverage that our people need for their decent accommodation. Housing delivery plays a more critical role in a nation's welfare than is always recognized, as it directly influences not only the citizenry, but also on the performance of other sectors of the economy. The right to adequate shelter has been recognized and enshrined in numerous international instruments and conventions, and supported by most governments around the world, and Nigeria is no exception. Consequently, programs of assistance in the area of finance and provision of infrastructure have been designed by the government to enhance delivery. The focus on finance and housing delivery has, however, been permanent for obvious reasons. It requires huge capital outlay, which is often beyond the capacity of individuals to shoulder alone. For us as an administration, the recognition of the fact that decent and affordable housing is a human right, we have commenced our 2,500 affordable housing scheme to alleviate the crisis of accommodation in Nigeria State, as well as being part of our economic sustainability model. We are also in partnership with the federal government for another 10,000 social housing scheme. This is where your role becomes very crucial. You must bring your managerial acumen to bear to collaborate and make these aspirations a win-win situation for your investors and our people. You must live true to your mission statement, which is to provide unique and excellent mortgage finance service to the ultimate delight of the customers, nurturing their savings habit and culture through a systematically planned approach to home ownership. You must also uphold your core values of professionalism, integrity, efficient service delivery, and dependability. For the coming year 2021, we all have responsibilities to ensure a more robust fiscal year that will sustain our policy and programs towards the successful implementation of our Building a Future Together agenda. I also call on all relevant stakeholders to continue to cooperate and collaborate with us towards building a viable future for our dear state. I want to thank you all for listening to me, and God bless you.
Your Excellency, distinguished shareholders, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the official business of the third annual general meeting of the Gabriel Mortgage Bank. I would like to thank you all on behalf of the Board of Directors for coming to attend this meeting and for your sustained interest in the affairs of the bank over the years. I would like to commend all our customers who are here. It is because of you the bank is still existing. I want to thank you and hoping that you will continue to patronize us and to give us your support going forward. I now declare this meeting closed. After this session, there will be a photo shoot session with His Excellency, and we will proceed to Shagamu to open our new branch, which His Excellency is going to commission today. Thank you. God bless.
Shall we now rise as we take the national anthem? Proceed outside for the photo session, and thereafter we're expected to be in Shagamu for the commissioning of the Shagamu branch of Gateway Mortgage Bank Limited.
Yeah, my name is Olawale Oshisoy. I'm the Managing Director and Chief Executive of Gateway Mortgage Bank.
It's been 3 years now. Can you brief us about the journey so far?
Okay, mistakenly it has not been 3 years. Gateway should be 15 years old. No. We start having an annual general meeting 3 years ago. This is the third one. And by the grace of God so far, we have been moving very well, been improving customer base wise, shareholder fund wise, profitability wise. So, and those are the criteria you use to measure if an institution is moving forward. So, by the grace of God, we have been moving forward.
Talking about the journey you've been talking about moving forward, in this period of COVID-19, how has it been?
Okay, you see, COVID-19 came unaware to all institutions. But you see, in life now, if you want to manage any business, you need to be proactive. Anything can happen. So there must be strategies for you to combat some issues that you are not aware of. And by the grace of God, we are blessed with talented staff, intelligent staff, and dedicated staff, reliable staff, that as the situation is coming, and it's the whole world, you know, we strategize to make sure, because the challenge that came was that customers were not able to, you know, there is distancing anyway. You can't come together, and that's very key in banking. You know, people come to withdraw. So we have to devise methods through which you can reach us, have access to your funding, have access to even our services by not contact. Okay, that's what I'm saying. We have devised strategy whereby you can have access to your fund, you can have access to your services without having contact with us, and that is by going live. You know, online banking. You know, for example, with our card, you can have access to your fund on any machine, ATM machine anywhere around Nigeria and outside. Then apart from that, we have what we call Gateway mobile app. Mobile app will be installed on your phone, whereby you can do the transfer there, you can buy any product there, you know, and with the card, you can use POS with it.
That brings me to the issue of competition. How has it been? Now we have people who sell land, who even offer payment plan and all of that. 70,000 naira land. They still offer you payment plan. How has it been with you?
Okay, you see, what you just need to know is that we have what we call permissible and non-permissible. We don't buy land and sell. What we do is lending towards somebody who wants to buy land. And coming to that, we have different products that you can use to buy land from those who are selling, buy house from those who are selling. Like our land acquisition account now, if you come around after checking all, we need to check the parameters. Yes, you can borrow from us to buy your land. We don't sell direct. Or you want to buy a house, property anywhere, after meeting all the conditions like opening an account, what do? We pre-qualify you, something we call pre-qualification, to know your affordability. After that, we lend to you towards it. So the issue of payment plan, some company does that are the owner of the land or the owner of the house, but we lend. You know, if you are going through payment plan, that the house or the land cannot be yours immediately until you finish paying. You can move in, you can take care, but it's not yours until when you finish paying. But when you borrow, you pay off. Do you get it? You now be owing the bank, and that property will be the security for the loan. Yeah.
Have you been able to really capture everything?
Oh yeah, capture it in what sense?
Like being really fulfilled.
Oh yes. There is none of our products that are not jiving, that are not, people are not patronizing. Is it the gateway home ownership? Is it the gateway land acquisition I've just explained to you? School improvement account, you know, all of them, we have them thriving in our book.
People claim that you want your rich people,
That same question was asked, I think, yesterday when I was on the TV, and I told them it's not illicit alone. You know, we have products for different classes. I give an example of Mowe branch we opened 2018. Actually, in that location, we went there because of those we call those less banked people, less, those who are, we won't call them illiterate, inclined. Yes, that's why we're there. When you see the branch, you see where it is located. So we call them informal sector, and we have product for them that will not take them through the strenuous, of having to feel this, feel that. The only thing we have to do is monitoring. That's key in it. Some that we have to get to their shop, help them to arrange, help them to do the packaging of account. They don't have account before. You have to help them. They have to keep account and all that. So, by that, it's not meant for the rich people alone. Even though we have product for rich people as well. So, our product cut across all classes of individuals we have in Nigeria.
Generally of new members, let me say members, customers.
Yeah.
Now, how can you view it?
Percentage should the increase between previous year. Well, as of today, I think we have over 20,000 customer base. As of last year, it was about 17. So there must be around 3,000 increment between last year and this year of the customer base.
Well, my name is Samuel Durojai, by God's grace, chairman of Gateway Mortgage Bank.
3 years journey, how has it been?
Well, it's been challenging, but we thank God for the grace to be able to overcome. The bank has been able to at least contribute to the socio-economic development of the state. A lot of people have benefited from our mortgage loans, especially civil servants and some other people in the private sector. And I think it's one of the things that we are trying to partner with government to ensure that housing development is something that will be easy and accessible to citizens of the state.
Talking about accessibility, we now have a lot of people who are into housing, mortgage. How have you been able to compete successfully, or what is the rate of competition right now?
It's a big market. You find that from statistics that we have, that there's a gap of about 60 to 70% between the population that needs housing and those who actually have access to housing. So the market is so wide, and the more, I think we even need more participants to come into the market so that access can be more easy for everyone who has. Naturally, when you start work, after 3 years after starting work, you'll be able to take a mortgage and own your own property. So we will soon get to that level.
So how many members or how many customers do you have presently that are benefiting from all of this? Because I feel I'm still self-questioning.
I don't have the exact number now, but I know that in the last 1 year, over 120 people have benefited from our mortgage facilities.
My name is Fumi Aberagba. I'm the corporate marketing manager of Gateway Mortgage Bank, and at the same time the branch manager for Mowe branch.
What has been working with Gateway Mortgage Bank been like?
Oh, well, we thank God, we give glory to God for where God has, how God has brought us this far in Gateway Mortgage Bank. It has been very, very good. Looking back to our first AGM, to where our financial position is, and up to this moment, we have just been growing from grace to grace. And the brand of the bank is being known worldwide now. We have through our electronic banking, we've been able to achieve so many things internationally and even locally within and outside Nigeria.
Talking about all of that achievement, what are the challenges?
Competition. I can't call it a challenge though, but because we are up to the task. We are actually a state mortgage bank, but we can match with a national licensed mortgage bank. If you look at our books, we are even doing well and better than some other national mortgage banks that has a national license. So I don't really see it as a challenge. I see it as an opportunity for us to do better.
My name is Chief Ogolu Abankole. I'm a customer of Gateway Mortgage Bank. So I'm a borrower to Gateway Mortgage Bank. I owe them money, but they are doing wonderfully well. That's why I'm here to stand as a witness to a very successful Ogun State project in the financial world, and to come and encourage them to do more for the state, for the growth of the state. That's why I'm here.
Talking about more, where and where would you like them to improve on?
Yes, I want them to improve on their service, customer services. It is one thing to borrow or lend people money. It is another thing to monitor them and give them more support, so that the more they are successful, the more your bank will grow. If they are not successful, your bank will die, like so many other institutions. Though that customer support is very, very important in terms of service, in kind of ideas and innovations. It must be continuous. It's not only borrowing money and waiting till the end of the term to collect your money. If you are not careful, you won't be able to get your money back.
Well, as former chairman, we had an arduous task as a board to not only restore the bank to profitability, but also to ensure that the books of account were now recognized by the central bank. I'm so proud that this management and board have continued in that tradition by holding the AGM today. It is my counsel, therefore, that they set their sights on national license. Since they've gone, they're obviously a state bank, they should pursue the regional and ultimately the national. So I'm quite proud that they're also opening another branch.
What are the things you would like to be looked into in the bank?
Initially, the challenges they had around staffing were significant. I'm glad they're on the path to recovery in that area. They've also established a minimum standard of what their staffing requirements look like. I would like to see them consolidate on that and strengthen that, because the value of an organization often rests with its people.
There is no much difference between mortgage bank and other commercial banks. The major difference there is that mortgage banks are specialized bank. They are meant for mortgage. But that notwithstanding, because they have a banking license, for example, the commercial bank, the mortgage bank, the microfinance bank, they have right to open savings and current account and have different kind of products. However, mortgage banks are not allowed to trade in foreign exchange. That is just the major difference. Every other banking you can do with us. The only rule that CBN gave to us is that 70% of our business must be mortgage, while the remaining 30 can be in any other areas. That's why we have it.
So how has the journey been, in very brief few sentences, how has the journey been as a manager?
Thank you very much. Well, I would say it has been rough. Nothing comes easy. I knew at a time, if we are talking of about 6-7 years ago, it was turbulent in this bank. Before the last administration came in, before they injected additional fund, while CBN said all banks should inject additional fund for the bank to move forward, because ordinarily what we are doing now, we won't be able to do it if not because of the injection of the fund, which is about 22.5 billion. We won't be able to do it, but now people misconstrue mortgage banks as a microfinance, because we were bearing gateway savings and loans before, so they misconstrue it as same thing. Somebody that is trading with 2.5 billion with microfinance trading with just 100 or 200 million. So that was why we were able to change our name from Gateway Savings to Gateway Mortgage Bank.
Now, how far have you been able to go with reaching out to people? Because the publicity seems to be very, very short-staffed.
Thank you very much. We are doing it in so many areas, and we are still continuing. For example, this morning, people in Shagamu area, we got the data from the service providers of the people living in Shagamu and its environment, and we sent messages to them that, hey, Ure, Gateway Mortgage Bank is now at your doorstep in Shagamu. kindly visit us for different kind of products. So we are reaching out to people in so many ways. Like yesterday, we had program on the OGBC radio yesterday. So this is what we are doing. It's not limited because it's marketing. We will continue doing. At least we continue reaching out to a lot of customers.
Of course, we all know it's a global thing, the COVID thing, and there's nothing anybody could have done in this circumstance. But notwithstanding, we have done very well.
For how many years have you been banking with them? Been a shareholder?
For a long time now, the last 10 years.
So, how has it been? The journey, the challenges?
Well, typical of Nigerian businesses, there are challenges, there are ups and downs, but because of the peculiarity of the nature of this business, it is very apt at this time that Nigeria is in deficit of the delivery of housing for the citizenry, and there's nothing you can do without credit facility. People are not earning living wage, and of course they need mortgage. So mortgage institutions are the bridge, are supposed to be the bridge breather, for this deficit. And so because of that, we remain in business and will continue to remain in business.
So what would you have as advice for others who are out there or don't even know? Because I was about to ask, how did you even join?
Well, by virtue of the fact that I was managing director of OPIC, and we had the stake there. So that is it.
Yeah, you see, it's been able to help. We've been able to grow our balance sheet, one. We've been able to extend, our branch expansion. Now we have a Mowe branch and we have a Shagamu branch now. And we've been able to develop our IT. You have to spend money on upgrading your IT. It's a lot. So, without fund you can't do much.
Speaking about most people who are at the grassroots are still yet to get your services. Why?
You see, that is the reason why, that's a major factor. You see, the point now is that even the CBI are saying we should make financial inclusion, that you have to get to the grassroots. And that's why today we are opening Shagamu branch at the grassroots. We are in Mowe already, and we do a lot of online marketing, sensitization program. For example, in the informal sector, they are the grassroots. Associations, artisans, they are all majority of them are with us now. So to that extent, we want to get to the grassroots. We give them facility to improve their trades. All the Yalaja, Yalata, all those people, all those our market women and market men, they are with us. That is a product that we call it informal sector. They are not like in a regular employment. They are not established, but that's to boost their businesses. So we give them facility, we extend our banking services to them.
The savings and current accounts, what is the percentage like?
You see, generally now, rate has crashed. Unlike before, when people go to do treasury bill, 80%, 90%, rate has really gone down. So on average now, we are doing 1%, 1.5%, depending on the volume and tenor. Generally, the rate has crashed.
Per annum or?
Of course, interest rates are always per annum.
1 point or?
1%, 1.5%, then maybe 2% for fixed deposits, depending on the tenor.
This generally is not the best time for banking, but for banks, how would you rate your bank at this period?
At this period, no thanks to COVID anyway, at this period, I can rate us as one of the leading mortgage banks in Nigeria of today.
Number?
Plus or minus, we are number 1.